I asked my boyfriend's mother's friend for medical emergency advice. She snapped.
Oh, snap.
Sounds like if she snapped, she's going to need more medical emergency advice. I, 27 female, found out I was pregnant via an at-home test late on Thursday afternoon. I recently moved to the area where my boyfriend grew up, and I don't have a doctor here yet. My boyfriend and his mom are currently away visiting family across the country. By the way, this comes from Shawty1. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So I'm very close with his mom and have also gotten close with her best friend, 45 female, who's also temporarily living with her locally and is an ER doctor here. We got some doctor advice within the vicinity of the household.
Very doctorly.
Very doctorly. And this is why I need immediate medical advice. On Thursday evening, after countless unanswered calls, I debated going to the ER for testing an ultrasound. While not ideal, I needed to see my specialist ASAP. For context, I had an ectopic pregnancy a few years ago that resulted in sudden internal bleeding and a near passing away emergency surgery. Because of that, I'm at very high risk for another ectopic pregnancy, making immediate medical evaluation crucial. So after discussing the situation with my boyfriend and taking his advice, I called his mom's friend, the ER doctor, who was home and off duty. Here's the call. I explained my situation very directly and calmly, asking for her direction. She told me not to rush to the ER and instead gave me a referral for the next day. I expressed how appreciative I was. She told me to call if anything came up that evening, and the conversation ended amicably. The unexpected text. Fast forward 3 days, and at 12 a.m., I received this text from her with some redactions for privacy. I feel that it is necessary that I make you aware of a few things. I feel that it is wholly inappropriate that you involve me in your personal drama. Zandra, boyfriend's mom, is my best friend. I was placed in a no-win situation by a person who clearly doesn't understand boundaries. A person who relies on the fact that people are kind and accommodating even when their personal comfort is compromised. The sweet, unassuming, innocuous, helpless little girl act is just that, an act. What I see is a subversive, manipulative, sociopathic person who had to go out of her way to ruin Zandra's vacation. And you used me to do it because you clearly have issues with boundaries. I'm going to make this crystal clear. I am not interested in any further interaction with you. The doctor, last name, free clinic, is closed. You have crossed the line, and I do not want to be saddled with your issues, medical or otherwise. There is no need to respond to this text.
They put it at a no reply email.
Where did that come from? Basically, she just asked like, hey, do you think I should go to the ER?
It's not a young person, but she's 27 and it's scary to be going through this. I mean, asked a doctor advice and was like, what should I do?
Now, has OP been badgering them like over and over and over and over and over with a bunch of stuff? That's a different story.
Also, it's just like risk an ectopic pregnancy. This is not just drama. This is life and passing away.
Literally that. You can't answer one question for that. I don't get it. Maybe we're missing something here. I don't know.
I'm a little confused. I mean, the next question here is, am I the a-hole? There's more to this story, but like, is OP the a-hole?
Absolutely not. Asking one question, absolutely not. Again, it's like, okay, where's the like reasonable line?
If OP was going every day saying like, is this mole okay? Is this mole okay? How about this mole? Yeah. Can you look inside my butt cheeks at this mole too? That would be too much.
One question seems fine. For that response, wow.
Not the a-hole for sure. But let's see if we get more context on what the heck this could possibly be. While calling her was a difficult choice and truly the last resort, the more I sit with that text message, the more I wonder if I was the a-hole for not considering the position I was putting her in. I can see how she might have felt that I overstepped given her friendship with Zandra. However, I can't shake the fact that as a medical professional, she reduced my legitimate health concerns over a high-risk pregnancy to drama and in a midnight text 3 days later. I know I was asking a huge favor, but at the time, I thought it was the best option in a tough situation where I was alone. So am I the a-hole for involving someone who I now clearly know didn't want to be involved in my pregnancy situation? Edit, our phone call was at 5 p.m., not 12 a.m. 12 a.m. was when I received the text message 3 nights later. We have an update.
Wild take. Do you think this friend struggles with infertility?
We have seen that come up before.
Good call out, but I mean, if so, yes. That paints context.
Yeah, but also like an ectopic pregnancy, isn't that not usually viable? I believe it's not viable. So it's not like she would be jealous of a non-viable pregnancy, right?
Also, this is not a person I would want as my doctor. Not at all. They'd be like, ugh, you're here with your petty little drama. It's like, oh yeah, my leg just fell off. Sorry for bothering you.
Go somewhere else where they care. Maybe the theater. You can have a whole stage to break your leg. So I took the advice of many of you to show and discuss the text I received from the doctor friend with my boyfriend and his mom. Here's an update and the conclusion to this situation for anyone interested. We are. My boyfriend and I, both equally confused, spoke with his mom. She was shocked by the text language, but as many guessed, she knew missing context and wasn't entirely surprised the friend reached out. And here's what she shared. The doctor friend called her Thursday night, told her I was pregnant, high risk, past ectopic, and asked if she knew. On Friday, she called again, and the tone was definitely different. She expressed that she was very upset with me, thought I was irresponsible for not being on birth control given my past rupture, ectopic rupture, was questioning what kind of person I am, and was concerned that my boyfriend and his mom were being severely misled. My boyfriend's mom received many texts and 2 more phone calls during the trip. So maybe like she's thinking, oh, is there a baby trap situation going on?
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the doctor friend. She's like doing all the calls and all the messages. It's like, you're creating the drama.
If you don't want to be involved in the drama, stop blowing up my phone.
Stop being involved.
So my boyfriend's mom received many texts and 2 more phone calls during the trip. My boyfriend asked if he could have the text so we could understand exactly what was happening. She said yes. One text in particular sums up the gist of the doctor's perspective and helps clarify why she sent me what she did. This all feels irresponsible, yet calculated. I keep thinking I could get a call that she's not responsive, drive over there and find her passed away with her dog running around. I know how much that would devastate boyfriend. I was there through the mourning of one of his best friends who passed away tragically from drowning a few years ago. I can't see him and you go through that pain again and feel I'd be a bad friend to not share this concern about her character, intentions, and health. No point in sharing my views on this here. More importantly, how did the conflict conclude? We're to get that information a little bit. Is it a HIPAA violation if it's not in a actual like doctor-patient relationship? She's just a doctor. But in terms of doctor stuff, I think it's only if you're in a actual like patient-doctor relationship, not just like a friend who's a doctor giving advice.
I really don't know. And also just the jump from like, oh yeah, she might be pregnant to, oh, she might fall down one day and the dog's running amok. Like, what are you talking about? You are taking leaps like Lance Armstrong on the moon.
No point in sharing my views on this here. More importantly, how did this conclude? So my boyfriend said he will never speak to the doctor again. He feels like she used him to manipulate his mom into mistrusting me. He is furious that if the doctor cares as much about him as she claimed in the messages, she never texted or called him once to make sure she had her facts straight. Birth control assumption incorrect. So she was on birth control. And still, it's why you always have double layers of protection. She had never texted or called him once to make sure she had her facts straight. Birth control assumption incorrect. Or even to check that I was not passed away with my dog running around. Sorry, what the F? His mom will handle it however she wants to. That is private between her and her best friend, as I think it should be, which is kind of good. Like now OP is like, I'm not going to participate in this drama anymore.
Yeah, in the drama you created.
Personally, I think I was the a-hole for calling the doctor, all context now considered. I regret it, and while I will remain baffled by her series of decisions made between our call and her text, even now, knowing where her head was, the best I can do is move on, as we all should. By the way, you should listen to full episodes with stories just like this, not a little one. Listen to our whole catalog. Listen to the whole ocean of stories. Don't pull out early on us. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Every episode to completion.
There's another relevant update, but let's discuss. John, what do you think?
Dude, I think that the doctor friend is crazy. OP's in the right. And honestly, distance yourself from doctor friend because they seem to be not a great friend or a great doctor. That's what I think. Yeah.
We're going to get back into this. So thank you to everyone who read and offered opinions, and in many cases who shared personal experiences around ectopic pregnancies. And with that, there is no need to respond to the text post. Just kidding. Except not kidding to anyone who claims an ectopic pregnancy can't rupture the same day a woman pees on a stick. We got some comments. Oh, and I think we got another update.
Surprise update.
Comment. So you just decided you were trying to baby trap or intentionally pass away or on him for reasons? Cool. Yeah, that's some good reasoning and decision making from an emergency room doctor. And OP responds, the mom told me when I kind of put her on the spot and point blank asked, has she not liked me since I was first introduced to her? And is this a boiling point? She told me she was sorry right now, even saying yes, but clearly I'm very confused and hurt and I'm owed some clarity. And that, yeah, she definitely has expressed that she thinks I am not a good fit for her son in the past a handful of times. So she doesn't like me to begin with, which most people on here and I assumed after reading the tone of the midnight text. I couldn't tell you the reasons. I'm not a perfect person and people can choose to not like others for so many different reasons. Although I 100% do not understand why someone would trust their kids being babysat by someone they mistrust and hate behind the scenes. Anyways, I think it comes down to that and feeling like this was an opportunity to say, see, she is not a good person. Yeah, she told the mom I could be passed away or that I was baby trapping them, which we kind of called. I wish I could have talked to the doctor to conclude this, but I doubt she would have given me straight or coherent answers to why she hates me other than it being her personal gut feeling and take. And we got another reply from another comment. I would also ask your husband when he saw those messages between the mother-in-law and best friend, what the mother-in-law responses / reactions were to those claims. That would be very telling for how she sees you and respects you as a person and her daughter-in-law. And OP responds, I saw them all. We were all together when she gave them to him. Her response to the longer message I copy and pasted into this update was, boyfriend has been talking with me every day to check in. It sounds like her pregnancy is ectopic and she's okay and not at risk of what you described, cutting out some irrelevant details and gave about the granddaughter, blah, blah, blah. I know you're upset and worried about boyfriend. He really does seem fine and excited that everything's healthy from her appointment. I'll be home in a few days and we'll figure this out together and everything will be okay. She was pretty clearly trying to be present with the family she rarely sees on her trip, and the short response tone of most of her other responses, plus her semi-annoyed tone recounting to me and my boyfriend how much the doctor reached out, maybe indicates she is feeling quite overwhelmed and in a bad position, as she explained being the bad guy relaying her friend's messages to us, but also the bad guy for not doing more to prevent that 12 a.m. message. So I guess the mom of the boyfriend is feeling bad, not protecting OP from the friend. And we got another reply. From the timeline events that you describe, it feels like the 12 a.m. text is the doctor friend trying to blame you for ruining boyfriend's mom's trip after she called her 4 times and sent many texts. If anyone ruined mom's trip, it's the doctor friend. Again, she is creating the very drama that she wants to avoid. OP, the irony is that her trip was not even ruined, confirmed by her. She had a great trip. I'm sure she didn't appreciate the dramatic texts and calls and being forced to consider the thought of me passed away on the floor with my mom, with my dog running around. But she told me she obviously knew that wasn't true since we were talking. Bam. Done.